Om Bhurбhuvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayantam. So, again and again we continue our online satsang, and the next question, actually we have a number of questions. Yes, I'm conducting a lot of meditation seminars, master classes, workshops, and the question is about what kind of challenge or challenges, if many I have, what kind of spiritual seekers we have now, okay, in Europe and in the United States, etc. And to be a spiritual seeker, okay, you have to be absolutely free philosopher, absolutely free person, and spirituality is self-inquiry. But to be in this process of self-inquiry, really, you have to be very free as a human being.
So searching for freedom, and you have to be free at the very beginning.
Yes, if your quest is for truth and freedom, you have to be truthful and free from the very beginning. And almost it's very difficult to come across such a people. I am very fortunate that I have a number of friends who are learning Kriya Yoga meditation and Bija mantras from me, and I may say that they're really free people. I mean freedom as a state of consciousness. But most of the people, they pretend that they are spiritual seekers, but really they wish to be, they're afraid to be free. They're afraid to take responsibility. And they wish to be part of this or that structure or institution. And, in our Kriya Yoga most famous book, Autobiography of a Yogi, actually we have a wonderful stories about Lahiri Baba, and his point was that if you create any institution around and about Kriya Yoga meditation, then the next day meditation is dying. And a very subtle question is that Yogananda himself, he created one of the greatest institutions for the 20th century. And of course that was part of his mission, and we don't need to argue or to criticize him, but at the same time institution is the wrong way for the spirituality, because institution means social stuff. It means somebody is the manager, somebody is a more high-level priest. And normally, we speak about high-level priesthood for the Christian churches, but look at that ashrams, look at that yogic and spiritual schools, doesn't matter, Hindu, Tantric, Yogic, Buddhist, they all have institutions. And that's just a case structure with a more or less important priests, managers, bank accounts, copyrights, everything is there. But no meditation and no free self-inquiry. They pretend that they are in a process of self-inquiry, but if you are part of any institution, any religious or spiritual institution, impossible. Because you can't be free in your consciousness. You can't, learn from everywhere. You can't combine something which is nice for you, or maybe really important. You can be open-minded and open in your heart. it's impossible to be person of synthesis if you're part of certain structure, because okay, any institution, they protect themselves. They are not interested in truth and meditation. And Jesus and Buddha and Krishna, all that examples, great masters, they are absolutely outside of any institution. Later on, disciples are creating institutions. That's what's happened with the Buddhist tradition or Christian tradition. Later on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centuries after Jesus, after Buddha, all the institutions born. And so
you want to say that people, one of the challenge is that people want to belong to some institution or to some guru or some system. You know what I mean?
yes, right. Okay, my guru Yogi Rama, he was just a family person, no ashram, no institution. He was doing a business. He was a father for at least 3 children, what I know at least. And he was communicating with the students or disciples just okay as a friendship. And the greatest challenge for me when I deal with the disciples, that there is no point for me to be disciple, to be guru, and for them to be disciple or disciples. I don't have institution and no point to establish one. Even when we speak about tradition of Kriya Yoga, people, we have ancient meditation system of Kriya Yoga, but we don't need to worship to Kriya Yoga, because Kriya Yoga is like key, tool. The point is self-inquiry. The point is freedom of spiritual journey. And a Kriya Yoga is a huge tool, the greatest tool maybe. But there is no any point to worship to the tool. The point is to be independent, to be able to take responsibility. And if you wish to learn these many kinds of meditation, many kinds of philosophical systems, why not? If it is a part of your spiritual evolution. And then you have to take responsibility, because if somebody is not really free philosopher, all that people they're trying to get so-called support, whether to say to push responsibility to somebody. If you are a member of certain community, then this community, in a sense, taking responsibility. They are choosing for you. Religious, spiritual, esoteric community, they are choosing for you what is right, what is wrong. But what if you are absolutely independent? Then who is going to choose? Okay, you yourself. Then whose responsibility is this for the outcome? But the problem is that no institution, no tradition may lead spiritual seeker, better to say, to this awakening, because it's of course we need the techniques, we need tools, because without tools, no meditation. Meditation is by itself is the greatest tool. Well, we need grace and blessings from tradition, from top level masters, highest masters like Mahatma Babaji or Sai Baba, But then there is a space of your personal struggle, personal thinking, personal sadhana. And because I'm always telling to people about freedom, I'm always telling them about absence of institution in our case, in my personal mission. Then the people who are anyway attracted to my seminars, they start to understand step by step about freedom. Because those who wish to be part of institution, part of spiritual school, part of ashram, those who wish to worship to some great gurujis, they are not interested in me, because I can't provide this kind of service.
Okay, but what would you say to somebody if he is naturally bhakti, if his approach, his attitude is toward worship, love to somebody to whom he can touch, see, what would you say?
Okay, if it is a bhakti or devotion to really divine masters like Mahatma Babaji, Sai Baba, Jesus, that's really wonderful. But mostly people confuse this bhakti to the just guys with the supernatural powers, or who are their wonderful brands, branding spiritual one. Yeah? They have this or that. That's the first one. To whom you are going to give your heart, to really high level masters, just to somebody who is available. That's the first question. Then, bhakti, it has many levels, and I believe that Parama Bhakti, the Supreme Bhakti, actually finally it's about devotion to your highest self, which is not necessary to the somebody outside of you. And anyway, let followers of the bhakti forgive me, but anyway, that's the step. Because if you come to the Jesus, okay, you can worship to him, but you can learn from him. Okay, you can worship to Buddha, to Krishna, to Sai Baba, or you can learn from him. And it's a huge question. Suppose you can meet Mahatma Babaji. You can worship to him, but you can learn from him. And to learn is real spirituality, real Raja Yoga. Like King's Yoga. And it just worship, okay, you have like outside object, which is wonderful, if it is wonderful, because sometimes in the modern spirituality, in esoteric tradition, there are just, all kinds of gurus who are nice, and people start to worship to them. Just from both sides is a confusion. Ego game. So it means the Supreme Bhakti, devotion, is about devotion to your highest self, highest potentiality. And on the way, better to be careful, because it's very easy to deny or not to pay attention to really divine incarnations which are helpful. Because anyway, it's a paradox. Okay, our mind wish clear answers, but esoteric or spiritual tradition is the paradox. And yes, we need blessings and the grace from the Supreme Masters. But at the same time, we have to worship inner divinity and to learn from that masters, not just to create one more icon and worship to that one more icon. And that's very difficult, because it's much easier to worship icon, much more safe, no responsibility.